never give up our First Amendment. We will never give up our Second Amendment. We will never turn our backs on the American Constitution. And we will never stop fighting for our country because we are Americans. And that is what we do. So let me hear you say it. Fight.
What a crowd. What a message. That's our next guest, Brandon Straka, at a walkaway rally in Deep Blue, New York City. Of course, they are in the midst of a highly contested mayoral election with self-proclaimed socialist Zohran Mamdani in the lead. But will it potentially be a win for him, or is there still a case for the other folks? Let's bring in the man who goes deep behind enemy lines, the founder of the Walkaway campaign, Brandon Straka. Brandon, good to see you.
Great to see you.
All right, I don't know how you got the word out about the rally, but clearly very well attended. Tell us about what New Yorkers who were there were talking about. A lot of people are saying that Mamdani, new poll says that he actually, if Curtis Sliwa and Eric Adams drop out, and it's just him and former Governor Cuomo, that Zohran could lose.
Well, there's actually multiple scenarios in which he can lose. And this is part of the message I'm trying to put out because, so just so you know, this was actually the second rally we've done in just a few weeks, and we have 5 or 6 more slated between now and November, and that number is going to continue to grow as I'm leading this anti-Mamdani effort in all 5 boroughs of New York City. So we're going to be going into Queens and the Bronx, and we'll be going into Brooklyn and all over as we spread our message. And it's not just rallies and events that we're doing, but we're also building, I believe, the largest anti-Mamdani canvassing effort. Right now, I have over 500 volunteers signed up to do canvassing, door knocking, texting, phone banking, trying to get our message out that we must not elect a Democrat socialist. But as I'm doing these events, of course, there have been a lot of people, and I have to say it's been discouraging even hearing leaders within the Republican Party and the conservative movement dismiss the effort, saying, oh, it's a foregone conclusion that Zohran Mamdani is going to become the next mayor of New York City. I don't believe that. Not only do we are there scenarios in which we can win if candidates drop out, but even if nobody drops out of this race, if we can drive voter turnout at levels that we haven't seen in a long time in New York City, and I believe that we can, even if nobody drops out of the race. So typically we have, 20, 22, 23. Yeah, voter turnout in New York City. But we have the eyes of the nation on this race. And I think that if we can get that number way, way up, even if nobody drops out, he doesn't have the numbers to win.
Well, clearly you're spending a lot of time and effort there, and definitely go to Brooklyn. I was walking through the streets there yesterday, and someone came up with a flyer from Mamdani and offered it to me. I didn't tell him I worked for Newsmax, but it probably would have been a more interesting exchange. But I was in a little bit of a rush. They were outside a college campus. You know, these young kids, they're impressionable. He's got this viral social media. But you were so successful in your walkaway campaign, Brandon, and that's where a lot of people got to know you first. There is a sense here on this is just the beginning. If he is to win, that there are consequences that maybe people haven't thought through yet. And I'm sure that's part of what you're really sending to people. If it happens in New York City, the companies that will leave, the impact on the people there. I mean, is it sinking in?
Well, I think so, because also another thing that we're doing when we're doing these rallies is we're doing street debates, and it's like an open mic forum. So we're encouraging New Yorkers to approach the microphone and either debate us, discuss with us, ask us questions. And what we're hearing time and time again from the people approaching the microphone who support Mamdani is this sort of irrational and illogical. So I'll break it down for you right now. I think what a lot of these Americans who are supporting socialism believe is that socialism is just an expansion of government safety nets. I mean, that's really what they think. They think we're a country of abundance, and that, we already have programs that help people out. So why can't we just expand these programs? And so what we're educating people and teaching them is that, first of all, government programs, safety nets, were never meant to be dependencies. These were not supposed to be things that people get on and live on for the rest of their lives and then become a generational thing where people are in government housing and food stamps and all of these things. So they were supposed to be temporary help for people so they can continue to exist in a capitalist system. That's what safety nets were supposed to be. But what these people, so when we have people approaching the microphone,
it's an education.
Yeah, well, it's always wealthy young people who are living in $4,000 or $5,000 apartments that their parents are paying for, and they're like, why can't we have all these things? And so it's really the education here is to get people to understand nothing is free. This is all taxpayer funded. And it's really Gen Z who's going to shoulder the burden of the costs of these policies in the long run more than anybody else. And I think that we're getting through to people.
I love to see you out there.
Thank you. I had so many people, they're young people saying that they're willing to change their mind on this issue. So I know we're getting through to people.
I think you are. And I think it is just a conversation. I mean, that's why a fair press and these conversations that aren't happening on, big media really doing a disservice, because people, when they do sort of get the logical argument, they understand it. So I'm glad you're providing it, Brandon. So great to have you. We'll continue to track your efforts there against Mamdani. Like you said, a lot of different scenarios. We're not quite there yet with a foregone conclusion. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.